Okay, I wanted to brief you guys on the assessment 2. There were a few questions regarding assessment 2, the structure, what you are supposed to do in the design reviews, what's in the final report, etc. Now, if you go to your iLearn homepage, all the details on assessment 2 is in under labs and assessments. And if you go to lab 3, sorry, my bad, not lab 3, assessment 2 KU band LNA design, then you can find all that details in here. So the first one, you can download this assessment 2 KU band LNA design. Now, if you have downloaded this before, I've uploaded this with the latest version, which has more details. So I suggest you download it from here again. Now, once you download it, you'll see something like this. So I'll go through this briefly. Now, basically, this is a group assignment. So you have we need 2 students for each group. Now the students, so there was a quiz before to get you assigned with a partner, and out of that I've assigned the groups. Now you can find your groups from, if you go to my home, even here it's there, but you can go to assessment 2 grouping and design review schedule. So when you open that, you'll notice that you have your groups allocated. Now, this is based on your request, and whoever didn't have a partner, they've allocated another partner. Now, so you have to follow this. Now, your session, your presentations in the design reviews will follow this order. So the day, if you are in the Tuesday afternoon, you need to join the meeting on a Tuesday afternoon at that specified time. So first look at your group number, and then look at your partner, start communicating with them on what you need to do. It's your total responsibility to talk with them, so that if you don't know them, you have emails, and then after that you can work out how you're going to communicate with them afterwards. So I'll come back to this in a minute again. Okay, so now you have to design a KU band LNA. Okay, so KU band LNA specifications is given. So this is what you need to meet at the end of this project. So at the end of this project, you will design a complete LNA with which meets almost all of these specifications, and you'll have final layout. Now, by this time, you should have a fair good understanding on what is a layout, because you just did the lab 3. Okay, so now read through this. This is very important you read through this, because you have to follow everything here. So this assessment 2 gets a significant portion of your marks. It's equal to 50% of your mark, pretty much. So each design review will get 5 each. So you have 4 reviews or 4 progress reports. That's what 4 design reviews means. You get 20 marks total. So this is listed in this table here. So you get 5 marks for each design review you do. Now, when you have 2 students doing it, each student will get, so each group will get the same mark. So each student will get the same mark based on the presentations you do. Okay, so we will have these presentations on these times, on these dates. So these are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Wednesdays. So first design review 1 that's coming up is on 7th and 8th April. So you need to submit your design review slide. You have to submit 1 slide for first design review, and that I will come into that in a bit more detail in a while. So that slide should be uploaded on iLearn. So if you go to your iLearn, I've opened up a separate section for assessment 2 review slide submissions. So you'll notice there you have assessment 2 review 1 slide submission. This has all the summary again, like for that assessment. Then you have assessment 2 review 2 submission. Then you have assessment 2 review 3 submission. Then you have assessment 2 review 4 submission, and then you have assessment 2 final report. Now at the moment, for the first review, you only have to worry about this assessment 2 review 1. You go in there when you are ready to submit, and then you add submission. Now you will see a probably different page, I think you may see the group that you allocated to. So one of the group members can add the submission, and that should be sufficient. So that's about submitting the design review 1. Now, how does the design review 1 looks like? We'll have to go into that a little bit more in detail. So you have to make sure your design review slide, there's only one slide, not 2 slides, just 1 slide. If you have more than 1 slide, you will reduce 10% of your total marks for each additional slide. So because this, we have to make sure, this is normally the industry practice, you have to summarize everything in 1 slide. So you need to find a way to do that. So the review 1, which is on 7th and 8th April, so that's a Tuesday and Wednesday. So you want to know your the specified time, you have to go to iLearn, download that or view that file, and once you view it, you will see, say, for example, if you are in the group 4, you will have to join the Zoom meeting. So your presentation at 2:30, so you have to join about 2:20. If you want, you can join at 2 o'clock, and you can like wait for others' presentations, and you can probably, learn from that as well. That's up to you. But make sure you join before your time, and if you miss this time slot, then you are behind. So you don't have it. Don't get a chance until you join at the end. And make sure if you don't miss this time, if you miss this time slot, your time slot, so you can't come on Wednesday and do that. You have to come on your assigned time and do your design review. If you don't do that, you will lose marks, and all that details also given in here. So only one member in the group needs to submit the file. Both members of the group should present. Both of you should present. So if one only present, they will get the mark. The other one who is not there or absent, they will not receive the marks for the design review. So you have to join 5 to 10 minutes before. If you want, you can be there from the beginning. So if you are not there, you will receive about 20% of the marks. The Zoom meeting link will be made available on iLearn. So I will post the link to the Zoom meeting in each. So I will make sure I'll post that probably inside here, so that you can click it and then join. Okay, so the review 1, that's the explanation. So review 2, 3, 4 will follow. Once you do the review 1, you will have a better understanding how does the review 2, 3, 4 will go. So I will only explain about review 1 in here. Now, how does the review 1 should look like? So I got the sample assessment to review 1 slide from one of the last year's slides. So this slide, if you look at this, this is from one of the previous students. So you don't have to have the same format. It's your own choice. So what they did, they showed the schematic, they showed their parameters. Now you notice there's parameters here. There's one in the pink one. So he somewhat modified the lab 2 schematic, and then he managed to get something that's working in the KU band region. So you notice S21 is nowhere near 25 dB, the specifications. But that's okay for the assessment 1. Assessment 1, you need to start tuning your schematic. So for example, if you base your design on lab 2, you can retune that to work in the 12 to 16 band, because lab 2 was somewhere around 20 GHz band, Ka band. Now you can retune it to work in this band. You don't have to make it perfect. You can tune it enough so that you have a decent S11, S22, gain might not be there yet. So for this student, he only did 1 stage. He didn't even do a 2-stage design. But later he had to do the 2-stage design. So this is one of the examples from last year, just to give you an idea how, so he just had 1 slide. So that's example 1, okay? So I'm going to show another example from another student last year. So this is what they had. So they had the noise figure S11, S21, all here. It's not perfectly tuned. You'll notice that this doesn't meet the specification, but it's somewhat there. They showed the schematic, and they showed individual stages and what values they used. So based on, so your one should look something similar. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. It can be better than this. So I wouldn't say any of these slides were great, but this is just to give you an idea like how it should look like. So this is a slide each. Okay, so this is just like one example, and that's another example. Okay, now, so that's the review one. So you read this carefully, what you need to do, and then so you need to make sure you submit on time the presentation, and then so you'll have 5 minutes to present that slide, and then you will also have 5 minutes of Q&A time, which I will ask, or even the members in the meeting can ask. So I think that should be clear enough.